San Francisco looks like this all the time. This is right next to the Westfield Mall, which is now currently closed. It's the biggest mall in San Francisco. They're closing down. Walk across the street, you got Nima, which is one of the biggest and most luxurious apartment towers in San Francisco, right next to the Twitter building. They're closing down. In fact, they can't even pay bills. Look at this. Where can you see a scene like this, right? You won't see this in Miami. You won't see this in Tampa. You won't see this in Las Vegas. Only San Francisco. Even some commentators even said that they live in a third world country and they don't even have this kind of stuff. And here's the thing about San Francisco. They're now starving for cash. They're cash strapped. They don't have enough money, and the reason why they don't have any money right now, the city's going broke, is because there's no more businesses to tax. Some of the biggest landlords in San Francisco have defaulted on their loans, so they're no longer paying property tax. And also, wealthy office workers are no longer commuting in San Francisco, so you also have a loss of several hundreds of thousands of people of potential tax revenue. And look at this, right? Because San Francisco is so strapped for cash, they need the vacation industry to start booming again. Because nothing brings a city back than vacation. Seriously, I'm not joking. If a city really needs money, doing vacations, doing massive tourism really helps. And this is why San Francisco is now hiring the tourism official Josh Beck to get these vacationers back into San Francisco, which I'm sure nobody wants to come here, because if you look at the amount of hotel bookings for this year's summer, right? Summer's over. It was like 40% less than what it was previously before the pandemic. It just shows you that domestic tourism is gone. Nobody's actually going to San Francisco for fun. Like, most of the guys going to San Francisco right now are doing it for business trips. There's still some tech companies located here. In fact, San Francisco still has a lot of tech HQs, but many of the tech HQs only have a skeleton crew compared to before, with most of the employees working remote from home. They only have a very small set of employees, but since the HQ is in San Francisco and it's very difficult to relocate at HQ, they're still getting a lot of business travelers. But if you look at the regular tourists who spend big bucks in some of the tourist traps, they're gone. Now, Josh Beck is saying that the city being unsafe, that claim is not 100% true. Guys, the city is truly unsafe. And here's the thing about San Francisco, and a lot of you guys say the same thing. The city never really addresses the core issue. It doesn't matter how much money you spend on come to San Francisco for vacation ads. It doesn't matter how much incentives you give to new business owners to open shops. Nobody's going to come here. Nobody's going to open a store for here unless you address the core issue. If you go to some of the most expensive cities with the lowest crime, and yes, those cities exist, right? Tokyo, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Sydney, Singapore. A lot of those cities, they command insane amounts of rent, right? They don't even try to do crazy advertisements. We all know that their streets are clean, it's safe, and it's pretty chill. There's no open air drug markets like what you saw here. I mean, things like this are very rare, okay? Only in California. California just doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. If you go to a lot of those other cities, it's crazy nice. It's safe. You don't see people just smoking crack right next to the donut shop. But now, San Francisco, they don't actually address the core issue. Just clean up the streets, man. Just clear the tents. It's not normal to have tents on the streets. It's not normal for people to just get high and sleepy on the streets. It's not normal, right? I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's 2023. Some people feel like that sort of stuff should be legalized and should be normal. No, it should not. Okay? And that's the reason why all the stores are closing in San Francisco. This is the reason why you walk through Market Street, one of the most densely populated place in San Francisco, Market Street, right? From Nima, from the XHQ, all the way to downtown to the Fair Building, so many of these stores have pretty much been gone. Even the Amazon Go. How does the Amazon Go store go broke? I don't know. But Amazon Go in this area is gone. Whole Foods is gone. Uniqlo is gone. Old Navy is gone, and many, many more. Even the AT&T flagship has closed down. How does that even happen? So you get the idea, right? It's really not safe, but they never seem to address the core issue. I mean, at least do what San Diego's doing. They're not perfect. They're actually putting certain sectors of the city for tent encampments, and anything outside of that is illegal, and they will clear it. San Diego is actually now turning a profit. Their summer vacation was crazy good because there's not just homeless people and drug use everywhere in San Diego. If I have to live in the city in California, I'm going to have to pick San Diego. And San Diego actually has a lot of money now to actually help the people who are in need, to help people who need shelters and medical attention. But San Francisco right now is going so broke, right? I mean, they don't really address the real issues. You don't have to get a tourism official if the streets are clean. People come if it's nice, right? It's as simple as that. Word of mouth. And even governors, representatives, politicians saying that San Francisco crime is so out of control that the federal building is now instructing employees just not drive to work. Just work from home, work from a computer. We'll do Zoom meetings, we'll do Slack meetings. Don't even bother coming in. I mean, look at this, right? If you go up and check out what's going on in the federal building, this is what it looks like. This is what the federal building looked like just a few weeks ago. People are just high. There's a couple of tents over there. And now the federal building's cleaned up a little bit, but they actually have to put fences around the places where you could just sit down. That's insane. That's pure insanity. And when the city deteriorates to this level, with vacancies in the office department hitting close to 40%, and there's more empty retail stores on Market Street than ones that are open, and there's empty streets on the Mission District. The Mission District is one of the most prominent places in the Bay Area with so many cool bars and restaurants, right? And a lot of these places are now slowly closing down, with even Harrison Street buying 2,500-pound planters on the sidewalk just to prevent tents from popping up, because they know if there's a bunch of homeless tents everywhere, the city's not going to clean up, right? And eventually those property values go down, tenants leave. That restaurant over there is going to close because there's no business, there's no foot traffic. I mean, San Francisco just doesn't care. I mean, if you're a sucker and you go for the 50 G's that they're going to give you to open a store here, and your store closes because of the homeless problem, you only have yourself to blame. I mean, this is a fantastic city. This is a city who can make a lot of money. This is a city where I really want to go after graduation, but I don't want to go here anymore because of the whole homeless situation. It's such a great city, but with the politics being like this nowadays, and with the amount of crazy high-end stores closing, I mean, it's impossible for a high-end downtown city mall like San Francisco's Westfield to close down. LA, as bad as it is, their downtown malls are doing fine, right? Vacancies are at all-time low. Same thing with some of the downtown Chicago malls. They're doing great. Manhattan, same things. Even Seattle, it's great. But San Francisco's downtown mall is so bad they foreclosed on $500 million worth of loans. And San Francisco, will they ever recover? I don't know. With the politics being like this, and with little no change, and with the city already having this many small business owners leaving, and they still aren't doing anything drastic, it's not looking so great. It's only going to get worse, guys. There's going to be more and more of these store closures coming in. And I mean, just look at the scenes, man. These are right next to some of the biggest tech companies, which they've already moved out. Just tents everywhere, trash everywhere. It's insane. I can't actually imagine living in this city. I really can't. But if it was clean, no tents, no drug use, a really good environment, absolutely I'll work here. I'll live here. I'll buy property here. But with a situation like this, nobody wants to be here.